Wherever we go, whatever we do, we're gonna go through it together. We may not go far, but sure as a star. Wherever we are, it's together. Wherever I go, I know he goes. Wherever I know she goes. No fits, no fights, no feuds, and no egos. Amigos, together. Thick or through thin, all out or all in. And whether it's win, place, or show, we'll muddle through whatever we do, 'cause it's you and me and you together. Wherever we go. Let me entertain you. Let me make you smile. I can do a few tricks, some old and then some new tricks. I'm very versatile. And if you're real good, I'll make you feel good. I want your spirits to climb. So let me entertain you. And we'll have a real good time. Yes, sir. We'll have a real good time. Bet on it. We'll have a real good time. Hi, everybody. Well, welcome once again to another show. Those two songs that I did, I want you to think about it. What Broadway musical and film musical did those two songs come from? Okay, in a little bit, I'll let you know. So think about it. Now, don't go to your iPad and Google it. All right? Come on, think about it. Let me entertain you. All right, and the other song was Together Wherever We Go. Several times I have put these words in a message and gave it to somebody having an anniversary. And I found out that some of you really do enjoy getting the lyrics to this song because it's so meaningful. I want to do this song for all of you that have told me how much you love this song. This is a Kenny Rogers tune. Very, very pretty. So here we go. This is for you. I can't remember when you weren't there, when I didn't care for anyone but you. I swear we've been through everything there is. Can't imagine anything we've missed. Can't imagine anything the two of us can't do. Through the years, you've never let me down. You've turned my life around. The sweetest days I found with you. Through the years, I've never been afraid. I've loved the life we've made, and I'm so glad I've stayed right here with you through the years. I can't remember what I used to do, who I trusted, who I listened to before. I swear you've taught me everything I know. Can't imagine needing someone so. Can't imagine needing more and more. The two of us together. Through the years, through all the good and the bad, I knew how much we had. I've always been so glad to be with you. Through the years, it's better every day. my tears away as long as it's okay. I'll stay with you through the years as long as it's okay. I'll stay with you through the years. I'll bet some of you are sitting next to each other holding hands. I know we've got some couples here in the village who would be just doing that. I want to do this next tune for Karen and Jerry Yaris. They live down here on Sweet Gum. You know, we have quite a few streets in our village here, but I know you hear me mention Sweet Gum quite often and Holly, but we have quite a few wonderful streets, tree lined, and oh my goodness! I remember when I first came through those gates. Well, I'll tell you quickly, then we'll get back to Karen's. I had, back in September 2016, I was in Branson and at a meeting, and I fell and broke my femur completely in half. I mean, the top of the leg went down to the knee area. It completely broke in half, arteries and everything. And so I was in a horrible nursing home, horrible. Oh my goodness. I said I'd never be in a nursing home again, ever, because it was just an absolute nightmare, the worst. But it was the only facility, skilled nursing facility that I could go to in the Branson area. Well, anyway, I was there in 3 months. And then friends came and drove me home in my car. They flew there and then drove me because my car was there. Well, anyway, I was home. It was not easy being in a wheelchair and all by myself. Luckily, I had friends that lived about a mile or so away that came and helped me they got groceries for me and helped me. In fact, they're living here now. They're living up John and Elaine Earl. I told them about this. I said, you gotta move here, and they did. And they live up on Eucalyptus. Well, so it was not easy. It was not easy. I had a sunken living room, a sunken bedroom, and trying to get the wheelchair, I couldn't go into those rooms, so it was hard. Well, one day, Sally Fosnight and Dave Seymour, who live up on Holly, have been my friends for 40 years. In fact, they met at one of my piano bars. And by that time, I was on a walker. So we went, they asked me to meet them for lunch, and I did. And at that time, they lived in Longwood, Florida, which was only like about 15 minutes from my house. And they said, we got something to tell you, Phyllis. I had no idea what it could be. They said, we're moving. We're moving to John Knox Village in Orange City. And I said, what's that? And then they proceeded to tell me that this was a continued care community, you know, the nursing home and the assisted living and all that. And the first thing I said to them was, you're going there to die? That's the truth. And they said, you got to come and see it. So I did. About a month later, I came and drove through the gated gates there, and they had announced the gates that I was coming, so they let me in. And I went to their house up on Holly. Went there, and I was sitting in the back. Their back porch is sucked in, screened in, glassed in. I mean, like a sunroom. And I didn't want to leave. The birds were all in the backyard. I was watching the birds. We were playing some playing some cards, and I was looking out the window, and oh my goodness, I mean, it was just beautiful. Seeing all these cranes, and I failed to mention that when I came in through the gates, I immediately saw all of these trees and these houses that looked like I was back in England, which I happen to love. I love England, the countryside. And that's how I felt. I said, this is beautiful. The flowers were all blooming, the azaleas, and I was just, I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. And then when I was sitting in their sunroom and seeing all those beautiful birds, I want to tell you what, I knew I wanted to live here. And I worked it out so it happened. Sold my home after I moved here about 3 months, 3 months later. But I'll tell you what, best decision I ever made. And I know, let's get back to Karen's song here. But folks, there's just something magical about John Knox Village here in Central Florida. I mean, my heart just filled with love for this community, and everybody knows how much I love them. You can't help but spread love when you're as happy as we are, and thank goodness to a great administration that keeps us that way. I wrote an email to Joe Trainer and Ken Benke. Joe Trainer is our I guess what you call it, a CEO or CEO, something like that, right, Shannon? And Ken Benke, and I wrote it to him. I just said, thank you. I couldn't have felt safer anywhere else. And I meant that. At this time, my goodness. So anyway, back to Karen. I got a hair in my eyes, folks. I'm sorry. Let me just take the glasses off. I told you there's no retakes. What you see is what you get. I got a hair in my eye. All right. I think we're okay now. No retakes. I told you what you see, you get. So I was playing in the lounge, and one day Karen came up to me and asked me to do this song. And then another time, she asked me to do this other tune. So I'm going to do these two tunes for Karen and for Jerry Yars, because Jerry loves everything Karen loves. You know, they're quite a beautiful couple. And anyway, we go. All right, so this song here is a song that K-Star recorded. K-Star, Wheel of Fortune, right? Blame it on the bossa nova, K-Star. Okay, so here we go. We're going back to the 50s. One night it was late, came home from a date, slipped out of my shoes at the door. Then from the front room I heard a jump tune. I looked in, here's what I saw. There in the night was a wonderful scene. Mom was dancing with Dad to my record machine. And while they danced, only one thing was wrong. They were trying to waltz to a rock and roll song. 1, 2, and then rock. 1, 2, and then roll. They did the rock and roll waltz. 1, 2, 3, roll 2, 3. It looks so cute to me. I love the rock and roll waltz. 1, 2, and then rock. 1, 2, and then roll. 1, 2, and then jump. It's good for your soul. It's old, but it's new. Let's do the rock and roll waltz. Rock and roll waltz, yeah. Can you just picture them dancing to a rock and roll song, trying to do the waltz to it? Oh, my parents were wonderful waltzers. My dad glided across the floor. He was a wonderful dancer. It was always a thrill when my father would ask me to dance with him. Okay. So let's do this other song for Karen and Jerry. Some Sunday morning is going to be some Sunday morning for someone and me. Bells will be chiming an old melody, especially for someone and me. There'll be an organ playing, friends and relations will stare. Can't you hear 'em saying, gee, what a beautiful pair. Some Sunday morning we'll walk down the aisle. You'll be so nervous and I'll try to smile. Things sure look rosy for someone and me. Some Sunday morning you'll see. Some Sunday morning you'll see. Well, whoops. The next song, Jeannie Rodriguez, who lives over in Floribunda, emailed me about this song. I honestly had forgotten about it. It had been a long time since I heard it. It's a beautiful tune. Jeannie lived in Hawaii for 12 years. And I love Hawaiian music, so when I went back and listened to this song again, since she had suggested it and I wanted to do it for her, I thought, oh my goodness, why hadn't I been playing this all along? This tune was done by Kuili, a wonderful Hawaiian. The song was also done by Andy Williams. Anyway, Jeannie, this is for you, my dear. I'll remember you long after this and the summer had gone. Be lonely, oh so lonely, living only to remember you. I'll remember you. Your voice is soft as the warm summer breeze. Your sweet laughter, mornings after, ever after, I'll remember you. To your arms someday I'll return to stay. Till then I will remember too. Every star we made wishes upon. Love me always, promise always, you remember too. I'll remember you. What a beautiful song. Can you just imagine the Hawaiian guitars, the steel guitar and the ukuleles playing, and oh my goodness, it really is a pretty song. Listen to it on YouTube sometime. I'll remember you. Now this is not there's two I Remember You, you know. So this is the one by Kuili, okay? The Hawaiian I'll Remember You. So not to be confused with the other I'll Remember You. All right. I remembered this week this request that was made by Penny Gardner, who lives up on Holly. And Penny, I believe that Penny told me that her father sang this to her. I was trying to remember today, and I think it was. I think she said that her father sang this to her, either her father or mother. So, Penny, this is for you, honey. Every time it rains, pennies from heaven. Don't you know each cloud contains pennies from heaven? You'll find your fortune falling all over town. Be sure that your umbrella is upside down. Trade them for a package of sunshine and flowers. If you want the things you love, you must have showers. So when you hear it thunder, don't run under a tree. There'll be pennies from heaven for you and me. Well, Penny, you came from heaven to Mom and Dad. There'll be pennies from heaven for you and me. Yeah. All right. Blanche Speck over down here, once again on Sweet Gum. She loves this song. It means a lot to her. If I could save time in a bottle, the first thing that I'd like to do is to save every day till eternity passes away. Just spend them with you. If I could make days last forever, if words could make wishes come true, I'd save every day like a treasure, and then again I would spend them with you. But there never seems to be enough time to do the things you want to do once you find them. I've looked around enough to know that you're the one I want to go through time with. If I had a box just for wishes and dreams that had never come true, the box would be empty except for the memory of how they were answered by you. If I could save time in a bottle, the first thing that I'd like to do is to save every day till eternity passes away, just to spend them with you. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we could just put time in a bottle? Especially when you're having such a great time. You think, oh my goodness, this time's going to end. Wish I could put it in a bottle. All right. Well, you've never heard this tune before. This song was written by Dan Lucy's mother, Cecilia. Dan and Rita live up on Camellia Court North. And beautiful people. They really are. And Rita adds so much to our community with her many presentations. How could you not love Rita and Dan? Dan's one of my sunshine singers. I'm real proud of him. Well, Dan's mother, Cecilia, wrote this song, and it was kind of like an advertisement for Pittsburgh. Now, we've got a whole community just in itself of people that moved here from Pennsylvania, and most of them, I believe, are in the Pittsburgh area. So, Dan had brought me this song, and I thought, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this song. for Dan and remembering his mom. And then I'm going to do a couple of songs from the Pittsburgh area. So any folks that are in the village or outside the village who might have been born in Pittsburgh, lived in Pittsburgh, know some of these stores, some of these places that I'm going to sing about, well, enjoy. Here we go. Let's go to Pittsburgh. Hello, Pittsburgh. How do you do? I have a lot of secrets I want to tell to you. Walk down to Kaufman and Bears for things you want to buy. Use May's drugs and you will never die. Frank and Saders for that new coat and dress, and read the Pittsburgh Press. They can talk as they like about our town, but its fame is one of renown. Some knock it for its smoke and grime, but what a treasure in wartime, for without its factories and mills, the enemy might have climbed our hills. You just have to call up White and Lawlers for that home that you want to buy. Just motor through our fine suburbs, and then you'll know the reason why. Ah, hello, Pittsburgh. How do you do? I have a lot of secrets I want to tell to you. Visit Highland Park Zoo in Shenley and Hotel William Penn. Stroll down Fifth Avenue, Pittsburgh, PA. The new state shows your photoplay. Try new art for shoes. Don't be slow. The Davis is for your vaudeville show. Albert Brahms meat always stands the test. McCann's groceries are the best. Hello, Pittsburgh. How do you do? And now you know the secrets. I've told them all to you. All right, Dan, little remembrance of your mom, Cecilia. That's a cute song. It sounds kind of like a football rally tune, isn't it? Ba, 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 yeah. Yeah. Or the, it says Hello Pittsburgh, but that reminds me of something, the closings of vaudeville acts, you know. Da 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 da. Hi, folks, you know. Did you like vaudeville? I mean, you're not old enough to remember vaudeville, but I sure seen a lot of pictures, and I love it. I just recently I went on Amazon and I looked for every book I could find used. I only paid like $5 each or something for them, because I know so many of the composers and I know a lot about them, but I don't know enough about them. And so I want to continue my musical education. Oh, golly. I got these wonderful books on Cole Porter, Jerome Kern, and like I said, they were only like about $4 or $5 each, folks, because if you buy them, you know, you buy music and free shipping. So anyway, I'm really enjoying that. So in the evening, I take a little time and just sit in my chair and read a little bit more. And I even found a book by Busby Berkeley. If you've seen any of those musicals back in the 30s, with those magnificent productions, I mean, you've got 100 girls out there, all these fabulous costumes, and they do all these sequences. It's amazing. I'm sure you've seen them, most of you. If not, and if you've got YouTube, go in there and check out some of these fantastic production numbers. So I happen to find this book, and it's like about this big and about so thick. And it is all about those productions and how they were filmed, because they had amazing staging then. To be able to do this, they did a lot of kaleidoscope staging and from the top looking down on the girls, you know, and oh my goodness, wonderful. And so let's go back to, we're going to go back to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, because let's do this song. All right. Oh, by the way, if you were thinking about those two songs I did together wherever we go, and let me entertain you. And the musical is Gypsy. Yes, Gypsy. So you folks that got that, good for you. All right, I got a rubber chicken I'll give you. All right, here we go. Let's do this song by Guy Mitchell. There's a pawn shop on a corner, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I walk up and down neath the clock by the pawn shop on the corner, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I ain't got a thing left to hawk. She was peaches, she was honey, cost me all my money, 'cause the world around the town was her dream. Took her dancing, took her dining, her blue eyes were shining with the sights they had never seen. If you should run to a golden-haired angel, ask her tonight for a date. She'll tell you somewhere there's a rich millionaire who's calling again about 8. There's a pawn shop on the corner, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I've just got to get 5 or 10 from the pawn shop on the corner, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Gonna be with my angel again. Gonna be with my angel again. Now, if you're not from Pittsburgh, but you're from Pennsylvania, this song will take the whole state. All right, here we go. Let's go. Strike up the music. The band has begun. All right, now that's your part. You have to clap when I go, the band has begun, or that was one part where you go 3 times. All right? All right. And you folks that know the song, you know where to come in on those. Right? Good job. Let's do this one. Strike up the music. The band has begun. Here we go. The Pennsylvania polka. Pick out your partner and join in the fun. The Pennsylvania polka. It started in Scranton and now #1. It's about to entertain ya. Everybody has the mania to do the polka from Pennsylvania. While they're dancing, everybody's cares quickly gone. Sweet romancing, this goes on and on until the dawn. They're so carefree, gay with laughter, happy as can be. They stop to have a beer, the crowd begins to cheer. They kiss and then they start to dance again. All right, you ready now? Strike up the music, the band has begun. The Pennsylvania polka. Pick out your partner and join in the fun. The Pennsylvania polka started in Scranton, it's now #1. It's about to entertain ya. Everybody has a mania to do the polka from Pennsylvania. Yeah. Woo. Now, all right, here we go. The next tune. The next tune is called Pennsylvania 65000, a 1940 hit for Glenn Miller. Now, Pennsylvania 65000 has nothing to do with the state of Pennsylvania. What it was a song written for the telephone number at that time of the Hotel Pennsylvania in New York City. I was trying to remember if I'd ever stayed there. I think one time I stayed at the Hotel Penn, we called it, and right across from Penn Station. Now, PE 65000. What they used 2 letters, and then they used 5 numbers. So it was PE 65000 for Pennsylvania. PE was for Pennsylvania. So Now if you call the hotel Pennsylvania, the telephone number is 212-736-5000. And if you call that, you will hear a little bit when you get into the get to the hotel. You'll hear a little bit of this song being played. So let's do it. This wonderful Glenn Miller hit, 1940, Pennsylvania 65000. Numbers I've got by the dozen, everyone's uncle and cousin, but I can't live without buzzing. Pennsylvania 65000. I got a sweetie I know there, someone who sends me a glow there, and gives me the sweetest hello there. Pennsylvania 65000. We don't say how are you, and very seldom ask what's new. Instead we start and end each call with, baby, confidentially, I love you. Or maybe it sounds a bit funny when I'm away from my honey. Here's what I do with my money. Pennsylvania 65000. Pennsylvania 65000. Pennsylvania 65000. Oh my goodness. Muriel Levy, she's in her home up there in Holly watching the show. Muriel, I bet you wish you were there on the snare drum playing along with me. Well, we hope that in a few months that we'll be back playing. We just never know. We're just waiting and being safe. Well, this next song I want to do for Margie Locke that lives up on Camellia Court South. John and Margie, beautiful people. And she sent an email with this song, and she likes it. So I want to do it. Remember when we were young, folks? To be honest with you, I like it just the way I am now. I did a lot of things in my youth, but music-wise. But boy, am I happy here now. And oh my, and all those wonderful memories, all those wonderful, I call them musical memories because most of my life was about music. So this song, Roy Clark did it, and that's my favorite rendition of it. Roy Clark, Roy Clark from Hee Haw, fantastic guitar player and banjo player. He's no longer around now, and we've lost him, but this song lingers on. Yesterday, when I was young, the taste of life was sweet as rain upon my tongue. I teased it life as if it were a foolish game, the way the evening breeze may tease a candle flame. The thousand dreams I dreamed, the splendid things I planned, I always built to last on weak and shifting sand. I lived by night and shunned the naked light of day, and only now I see how the years ran away. Yesterday, when I was young, so many happy songs were waiting to be sung. So many wild pleasures lay in store for me, and so much pain my dazzled eyes refused to see. I ran so fast that time and youth and last ran out. I never stopped to think what life was all about, and every conversation I can now recall concerns itself with me and nothing else at all. Yesterday the moon was blue, and every crazy day brought something new to do. I used my magic age as if it were a wand, and I never saw the waste and the emptiness beyond. The game of love I played with arrogance and pride, and every flame I lit too quickly died. The friends I made all seemed somehow to drift away, and only I am left on stage to end the play. There are so many songs at me that won't be sung. I feel the bitter taste of tears upon my tongue. The time has come for me to pay for yesterday when I was young. Oh, wonderful words. All right. You know this piano that I'm playing on, folks? This piano is 60 years old. She's an old Wurlitzer, but she sure got it in her. And the action's great on it. I love playing it. All right. Now this next tune was done in 1952 by the Freddie Martin Orchestra. That was the orchestra that Merv Griffin started with. Yeah. And also Liberace did this. So I want to do it. Here we go. There'll be no new tunes on this old piano. This old piano of mine. There'll be no boogie woogie or none of that jazz or any other kind of razzmatazz. I'll sing about Swanee, the old folks at home, the wide open spaces where the buffalo roam. Oh, give me a home where the buffaloes roam, and I'll show you a dirty house. There'll be no new tunes, and this old piano of mine. I love to play the old songs, like Sweet Adeline, Melancholy Baby, and Mammy of Mine. Those songs about Dixie that tell of the South, they bring back the days of sugar cane in my mouth. There'll be no new tunes on this old piano of mine. There's something about the old songs that bring back the days where shimmy shakin' mamas were strictly the craze. There'll be no new tunes on this old piano of mine. There's Hello My Baby and Time After Time, Sweet Rosie O'Grady and Shine On Harvest Moon. I go to a party, I play for the guests, and here's what I tell them when they make their requests. There'll be no new tunes on this old piano of mine. You know that part where it says, I go to a party, I play for the guests? This actually happened. I was playing in Altamont Springs back in the late 80s. And somebody came up to me, I can't believe she did this, but came up to me and said, Phyllis, I'm having a party, I'd love to invite you, but I don't have a piano. That really happened. I didn't get the invitation. They didn't have a piano. Can't figure that one out. But anyway, I guess people thought that I wouldn't enjoy myself if I didn't have a piano. Amazing the things that come back to you and remember. And boy, sitting here, we're doing these songs, the memories are just flooding in. All right. Speaking about doing the old songs on this old piano, here is a Jimmy Durante tune from 1966. You know Schnozola? Yeah, you know Jimmy Durante. He did this song on the Ed Sullivan Show. Oh, Shannon, I know that you must be in a complete dark with these songs. Maybe she knows. She's just she's got a lot of talent. Her techie stuff is really marvelous, and I admire her. So I couldn't do anything that she does. I like things that you just push the button on and push that button off. That's the way I like to have things. Like my coffee pot, that I talked about last week. All right, so let's do this. Shimmy Durante too. Well, this is one of those songs that you hear now and then. You don't know just where, you don't know just when. It's one of those songs that are over and then. It's one of those songs that start to play it again. Yes, it's just one of those songs that you hear for a while, come into fashion, and then out of style. It's one of those songs that you think you forgot, but it's one of those songs you cannot, because it's one of those songs that can make you recall a ride in the springtime, a walk in the fall, a day in the country, a night on the town, the sun coming up or the rain coming down, or else the evening departed, the morning you've met, the love of your life you can never forget. The reason is simple, the memory belongs to one of those wonderful songs, Inc. A dink-a-dee, a dink-a-doo, a dink-a-dee. It's one of those wonderful songs. Oh my, yes. I was talking to Pat Sims, who lives over here on Sweet Gum, on the phone the other day, and it's amazing how you see people all the time, you don't know these wonderful little stories about them. Pat and Roger met at a science fiction meeting. How many of you can say that? In fact, they met at the first the science fiction meeting, and then they met again, and that's when the sparks flew. And anyway, and I was trying to think of a song. I want to do a song for them. So I'm going to do a song. I was thinking science fiction, okay, aliens. No songs about that. And then I'm thinking stars, the planets. And, I'm thinking science fiction. And I had a wonderful talk with her, and I told her that I had met several times and spent time in his home with Jack Williamson, who was a famous science fiction writer and also won the Hugo Award. So I got to see that Hugo Award, by the way. Lived in New Mexico. So we had a lovely talk. So anyway, let's get back to this song. I'm doing this song, and the song is by Engelbert Humperdinck. By the way, did you know there was another Engelbert Humperdinck? Was a composer, a German composer, and he wrote the operetta, I think you might call it, of Hansel and Gretel. We're talking about the late 1800s, early 1900s. So this is a different Engelbert Humperdinck, but there is another Engelbert Humperdinck. Check it out. All right. So anyway, what we're going to do now is about the moon, and so this is a song that I'd heard Engelbert Humperdinck doing, and so I want to do this for Pat and Roger. All right, here we go. I always thought love was a game for fools. You put your heart on the line, time after time, and then you lose. But I'd never seen the stars shining in your eyes. Now it's all very clear what is happening here tonight. It's only me and you under the man in the moon, counting the stars up above and falling in love like we're meant to do. It's only me and you under the man in the moon. So let's start with a kiss and make every little wish come true. I never thought that I'd be the lucky one. With everything I've been through, I find someone like you to share my love. It's only me and you under the man in the moon. So let's start with a kiss, make every little wish come true. So let's start with a kiss, make every little wish come true. Maybe a lot of our Engelbert Humperdinck folks have never heard that song. But oh my goodness, he did a beautiful job on that tune. Wonderful tune. All right. I want to do this next song. We're getting to the close, folks. This song is for Dan and Faith Carlson. They live over by Azalea. I had the pleasure of reading Dan's book, A Father's Gift, and in the book, it talks about a song that was sung at his parents' 50th wedding anniversary, and their granddaughter, Carolyn, sang the song. So I thought, while I had reading the book, I thought, I'm going to do that song for him. This song was done by Lee Greenwood and Barbara Mandrell, and the song is called To Me. To me, you are the hand that I reach for when I've lost my way. To me, you are the first star of evening, the sun that warms my day. Just as sure as I'm sure there's a heaven, this was meant to be. No road is too long as you belong to me. To me, you are the truth I believe in. I believe in you. To me, you are the love I have looked for my whole life through. Just as sure as I'm sure there's a heaven, this was meant to be. No road is too long as you belong to me. Just as sure there's a heaven, this was meant to be. No road is too long as you belong to me. I hope you like that, Dan and Faith. Well, folks, it's that time. I have to say goodbye till next week, but let's do this one first. Why don't we do this more often? Just what we're doing today. Gee, but it's great to get together again. Why does it only happen now and then? We ought to do this more often. Don't you agree that I'm right? Well, we make each other laugh, we make each other sing, and you can never overdo a good thing. So why don't we do this more often, just like we're doing today. Thank you, everybody. You're just wonderful. See you next week.